Yo, what's poppin', MVP gang? It's your boy, PraviMVP, back with another certified banger. And today, we're diving into something that's gonna change the way you play defense in NBA 2K26 for real. See, this is really coming from my Discord and running with different members that I found out a lot of people do not know how to run zones. So I was like, I'm gonna definitely make this video for all of the users out there who may be new, because I found out it's some people who don't know nothing about basketball. They just got into 2K in the last few years. So this one is for you, because I know it's gonna be some dudes like, oh, who don't know how to play zone. This not for you, bro. This for everybody who either want to learn how to play zone better, or B, they're trying to learn how to new concepts that they don't quite understand at this time. But first off, I hope the whole MVP family is starting off the week right, with your mind, body, and spirit aligned, making sure your Trinity fitness is tight and locked in. Now, a lot of y'all been out here getting cooked, rotating late, leaving corners wide open. I'm about to tell you, instead of playing hero ball on defense, I'm going to break down exactly how to run zone defense, which I use to achieve starting 5 over this weekend, going undefeated on Sunday, and crew wreck with multiple members switching in and out of the lineup. You can be able to see that right here on the screen, me hitting starter 5. And in the video, we started in a 2-3, then switched into a 3-2 at halftime. I had way more dominant gameplay that I was reviewing over the weekend. I selected this one because the fact that it allows me to break down both zones in one video. So I don't have to make that, so you don't have to watch a very long video, or B, I don't have to make 2 different videos. You can learn both zones that everybody runs in one video, which being able to do so allowed us to adjust once they adjusted to not only maintain the lead that we started to lose, but it also helped us win the game comfortably, which is all 2K is about at the competitive level. Adjustments. The team that failed to do so will lose. I don't care how, bro, any day that it could be the most competitive team in the world. If a team adjusts and they fail to make an adjustment, then they will lose. It's all about adjustments. I'll go over what each position is responsible for, when to shift, when to bump, and how to read the offense in real time, because this is all live, bro. I got my little intro stuff that I want to say when I'm coming in, but I'm telling you, when I'm watching this gameplay with you, I'm telling you, you can see me moving right here. This is going to be just live. This is going to be a live breakdown. Like, you're going to get all of this live right off the top of the head. And you can be able to see it, learn it, apply it, use it instantly. Now, understand, with my team in crew rec, what I do at the beginning of games is state scouting report. It alerts the team to review the shooting percentage of their matchup. If the team is elite at shooting, we go 3-2. If they have poor shooters or non-shooters, we go 2-3. We also identify the poor shooter by visual description, their shoes and jersey number, as when in these situations where that you have to choose between who to rotate to, you always force the weakest shooter to be the one to beat you. So in the video, please keep that concept in mind as you watching this, because that is what I be communicating constantly on the mic to the team. Like, hey, don't leave this person, don't do this. I'm a communicator. I'm a real PG. Like, people like playing with me, I'm pretty sure, in comparison to the PGs that they play with, because A, I guard, I play defense. B, when you in my offense, everybody get touches and everybody got flow. It's not gonna be just one person dominant. And then C, we lead with defense. So the context to the team in the video, we all been playing together in less than a week. The more chemistry that you have, just understand, the better your zone will be. So shout out to my MVP gang crew that's featured in this video. My boy Glizzy Stick 187 at shooting guard, who is ranked top 30 in Florida. My boy Fear Money 45 at shoot small forward. My boy Flu Magician at power forward. We've been running since last year. We stayed locked in. That's the VP of MVP gang. And my other boy that I just met, Fatal 24 at center. We've been running a lot this past week, you know what I'm saying? And Fatal, he also bought Fear Money to the squad. So he's definitely been a good addition to MVP game. Shout out to him. And he was also learning the 3-2 zone on the job, as he is new as a newer user to 2K who just joined over the last few years, and he has no basketball background. He's not one of those people who watch basketball or nothing like that. So this is all new to him. So just understand, to run with PraviMVP, you do not have to be perfect. You just must be able to shoot above 65% from 3 to fit in the offense that we're running. For teams cannot do to you what we're about to do to them. Defense and rotations can be taught and worked into habit over time. Hit that link in the description to join the Discord and get in on the MVP runs with MVP game. You fit the mold. If you feel like you fit the mold, we currently at 40 members. We are looking to add 10 members that are available for runs with the crew for the grind throughout the year. All right, I gave y'all the notes in the beginning. Now let's lock in. We're going to level up defense today. Let's get it. I'm going to be letting the video play, and I'm going to just be pausing it to explain to y'all exactly what's going on. And we're going to add some little, circles, some little arrows and stuff to just be able to point it out. So let's let it roll. Let's go. This is, like I said, this is live. This is live. See my boy Flu hit that corner. See Glizzy moving around. They get a foul. That's how the game starts. A foul. So me as the PG, when I be starting off the game, I be trying to see what defenses they in. I don't be trying to do too much. So I see that, okay, he slid down and helped for the PG. My boy did a give and go. Simple bucket. Got to be aggressive as the PG. Okay, so we came out, like I said, in a 2-3 zone. So before it even got there, I kind of want to take it back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just so I can point something out. I want to freeze it right here for y'all can see it. So you got your 2 at the top and then your 3 across the bottom in a 2-3 zone. The 2 people at the top, their main priority is to prevent all 3. It's like that is your top priority. You want to use the circle around the free throw line when the threat is not on your side as your reference point to, like, you touch that circle and then roll back out to your side, and you gotta maintain the corner. Because if the big gotta slide over for any reason over to the other side and your man, it's a lot of things that's happening. But basically, your whole priority is that whole wing over there all the way to the hash. And sometimes you might need to drop corner, and sometimes you might need to be all the way at the top. It just all depends. Zone is all about sliding. Now the big man in the 2-3 zone, his job is simplified, and this is also where a 7-4 can shine because he don't have to move too much and he playing in the box. And as a 7-4, I advise you all to use jet takeover. It's the best takeover for a 7-4. You don't need no other attributes boosted if you made it correctly other than your speed and agility and your vertical. That's all you need on the 7-4. Okay, so the 7-4, the dude in the middle, his job is nothing but to protect that box. So you see that whole box that he's going to, that's his job. That whole box over there, any threat that comes from either side, you want to come up to the free throw, then drop back. You want to go out towards the hashes on the dunker spots on either side of the ball, depending on who has the ball in their hand. But also, you start to realize where you need to position yourself based off where the threat is coming from, because you're watching, you're not just sitting in spots. You got to actually start reacting to the fact of what the team has done on prior possessions, and as a big man, start thinking where they normally scoring from, and then you want to kind of position yourself in position to prevent what they've been doing constantly. Now, the 2 wing players outside of the people that's on the top, because the 2 top people share the same responsibility, just on different sides. You need to protect from the hash. Sometimes you might have to drop towards the corner. Sometimes you might have to be in the middle. Sometimes you might have to slide all the way over. It depends on who's in your space. Where's the other team at? All right, and then the corners. They are to, if your zone is aggressive and is pressing, they are to slide up until you come back, and then they drop back. And they are to slide up if nobody is in their corner. You never want to be guarding empty space as the people who are in the back of the 2-3 zone. Don't ever be guarding empty space, and you have responsibility to box out and help on the boards. And in this lineup, we had 4 6 8s and we had 174. So everybody pretty much we had size versatility. You didn't really have nowhere you can go and get an easy matchup, and that's the PraviMVP way. That's the MVP gang way. Like, that's what we all believe in, playing defense and being able to match up. All right, so let's let it run. That's just the beginning. All right, boom. Made that easy rotation right there. That was an easy rotation to make by both of us. We was on that. This is once again me filling out the game. I'm like, oh, they falling asleep. Easy cut. We spread them out. That's why we neutralize the zone. We spread them out. So once again, we in zone. I see the PG trying to read. We shifting around. Boom. Once again, they try to hit that. I'm there. Once again, take it away. Filling them out. We trying to spread them out. That's always the key in mine. He probably could have hit Flu right there. But Glizzy, he like a scorer. He be getting in the mid-range doing his thing. But easy backdoor pass. See, MVP game, you gonna notice we be passing. We be making the smart reads and be passing. We be communicating. Once again, back in the zone, you see the 2 at the top. And boom. Anything to the paint is the center's responsibility. We let it go. We don't have anything to do with that. All right. Back at the top. Bad pass. That was a bad pass. I actually think I meant to push, hit a different person. But like I said, we were switching our people around. He was at a different icon in this game. I'm not used to him being the center. Fado is never normally the center. But that was a good dot to the corner. That's where it should have went, and that was the perfect pass. We was happy with that. We on a 9-0 start. So I'm like, cool, let's keep running the 2-3 zone. It's working. Okay. See, that's where I felt like, damn, should I have left? But he reached and took it. And this is something you don't want to do. And this ain't me calling Fear Money out. He actually called himself out in the game during this because he reached and took himself out of the play right there. That's what broke down the zone. He was supposed to stay with him, but because he reached, he took himself out the play. Now, the zones understand when you are aggressive and you make mistakes, it costs the whole team. And like I said, that wasn't a call Fear Money out. He called himself out in the game. Like, that's on me. Like, Fear Money's an excellent defender. That's why he at the top with me. So that wasn't to call him out. That's for teaching purposes. I even told them this footage, some of these gameplays might be used. So they ain't tripping. So as you can see, look how Flu over there in that corner is feeling like he's coming and playing. Like, we're rotating. See, we gave him that shot because he was identified as a poor shooter. We was refusing to give the people around him who were more efficient shooters that shot. He was identified as the person. He was an MVP tier guard. He was just in the like 56% from 3, average 20-some points. He was he took a lot of shots. There go Glizzy getting to his bag. That's what Glizzy do. Glizzy be doing that. He be doing that game after game on all his builds. Once again, we still in the 2-3. Glizzy got his hand on the ball. Glizzy got the steal. That's what you supposed to do in a 2-3 zone. You supposed to be aggressive. We rushed it. We turned it over. Once again, I'm like, get back in where you supposed to be. Glizzy wasn't able to get down where he was supposed to be. We gave up the 3. He even called himself out. We be accountable. Like, we be talking about it. Like, and we're communicating. That's why you see me on the mic. I'm like, we got to get in our spots. Call Fado on the cut. They cut that off. Keeping the spacing. He called money. He called for Fear to cut. Flu called for Fear to cut. And we got, once again, we scored again. Because we got multiple playmakers. You don't know where it's going to come from. Okay? And then he made up for it. Glizzy made up for that mistaken 3. Boom. We get an easy. See, good defense in the zone will result in easy offense. That is the point. That is the whole point. You want to be in a zone to be aggressive. Get that, and then you get out there just like that. Easy offense. When you in the zone and you in those corners, you have active hands. Get those steals. Look at me playing the circle for they don't just get an easy pass. And then boom, straight to that hash. Look how I covered 2 spaces because you got to be able to slide. You're not standing in one spot. You got to be ready to slide. And then once again, we on offense. I'm like, okay, he trying to body up. Call the cut. His man fell asleep. Boy tried to pick up for him, but it was too late. Wasn't nothing he could do about it. Once again, we in the 2-3. Yup. We own it. We own it. We own it. He could have threw it to the hash, but understand, Glizzy is ready to slide up. We always gonna take away the first easy read. So we off to a 21-6 lead. We feeling good. Trust me. We like, all right, they ain't really no threat. We out here getting the job done. Like I said, in that 2-3, money about to. I already knew I was gonna call up. They was on me. I couldn't really get it off as quick as I wanted to. And look at that pass. That pass was nice. Everybody was like, that was hard. And this is the Curry passing style in this video as well. Like, if you want to know, that's the passing style that I have on in this video. As I told y'all, I'm like, Curry is very underrated. I like his passing style in the half court, and I feel like he got a lot of safe passes where you don't really get too many turnovers. Boom. That was a dot. Called that. Once again, you got to be awake. They wasn't awake on them back doors. And when you don't have in zone defense, see, they tried to do a cut. It prevented it because our big waiting for him. That's his job. All he got to do is take away any cuts or anything like that. He's waiting around, just waiting for it. Right there, I told Flu he could have came up and then our center could have dropped to the corner. I was like, on that one, we didn't have to give up that 3. But like I said, it ain't going to be, every possession ain't going to be perfect in the zone. Nor does it have to be. The fact is that we're keeping them inefficient and forcing the PG to make reads. That is the main thing. That is the main key about the zone. You forcing most PGs who suck at this concept of making reads to do so. All right? Just to advance the ball. I do that a lot because I know I got players that can do something with the ball in their hand and they want the ball in their hand. Like, boom. And then we operate well out of broken plays. We still get assists because we got people who know how to move without the ball and we got people who can create. We got, look, once again, block because he's in position. They sent him on the cut because he's already there. That was a bad pass. I should have dotted the corner, which I said that during the game. I was like, I should have just used your momentum running through the corner middle and just hit the corner. I be noticing the mistakes I be making in live time, like, and we be making those adjustments. I'm like, let me go ahead, cook buddy. Sit your motherfucking ass down. I don't know why you jumped with me. That's exactly what I said. I don't know why cuz jumped with me. Sat him down. You know what I'm saying? All pure disrespect. We gave up a little jumper once again, but that's okay. I wasn't tripping because when we got 17-point lead, I'm like, we good. We ain't tripping. Things about to change. Things about to change if I remember this well, and this doesn't help it. Boom, a turnover. Didn't want to do the behind the back. I just want the snatch back, but I hate when 2K make you do that, and then that gave them some momentum. Boom, they get a transition 3. See, I don't really be turning over the ball. Then we advance it up. Glizzy got a dunk. So we like, all right, cool, 16. We ain't tripping. No, I ain't. We still in the 2-3. Still in the 2-3 zone. Still in the 2-3 zone. That boy get a 3 seconds in the key. He got hemmed up on the 7-4. I'm trying to tell you, bro, when you playing the defense right, it's not even hard. Like, it's just when the team make an adjustment, can you adjust? Send my boy Glizzy on the back door. Once again, they got caught. And here they go. They trying to come up the look. We already in position. Look how we shifting around. Let me get that. He's sitting there trying to analyze the zone. See, it freezes the PG. That is another thing that the zone does. It freezes because he was just sitting there trying to figure out what he was going to do or where he was going to go. He trying to figure it out. I didn't give him time to figure it out. I attacked him while he's standing there. They took the ball. That's what the zone do. These guards really want to come up the court and just attack. When you put a zone on them, it forces them to slow down and have to make reads. At this point, I think we have shifted to the 3-2. No. Did we? It do look like we in the 3-2 at this point. No, I don't think it happened till halftime. I don't think it happened till halftime. Because when we win, we don't make changes. Okay. I was like, oh, they playing them now. I was like, that's cool. Like, let me get that. Missed that. Didn't even really want to do that. But I was like, cool, we'll get it back. Now we in scramble. You see us scrambling? This is what happens when you when you turn it over or take a bad shot and y'all was playing zone. Now you scrambling trying to man up. Got it in space until we can get ourselves together. Glizzy once again, dude, bodied him up a little bit, got a little bump out. We ain't tweaking. We running an efficient offense. We 19 for 21, they 9 for 19. That is the whole point. That is the whole point of the zone. We're super efficient. Okay, once again, we gave up another corner 3. This is where I'm like, okay, we about to have to probably switch this up because they starting to get threes on our 2-3. I'm saying that now as we're winning, but I'm like, it's starting to get leaky because you got to remember we was beating the brakes off of them. Now they slowly but surely starting to clip away at this 2-3 zone. Okay, now we both then got our take. That was once again, he fell into capitalize, but I told him we wasn't supposed to leave him open. Not while he got badged. I was like, we can leave him. We got another turnover too, and that's once again we scrambling. We recovered well. We all got to our spots. I think what's about to happen, I'm about to give up a 3-pointer right before half because I was too busy looking in the paint. Worried about how he was playing defense instead of focused on my matchup. Like this 10 dude right here, I'm supposed to be on him. I'm going to slightly go behind him, and then I'm like, yeah, I gave up that 3 watching what other people was doing instead of focused on my zone. That is another problem that people be doing in zone. Focus on the your responsibility. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So let's pause it here and look at the stat sheet. Look at what's going on. So in the first half, this is why I was like, it's time to switch it up. Because first, we started that first quarter 24-6. Then that second quarter, it was 26-18. They beat us. So when I seen that, that's why I'll be pulling up the stat sheet to see what the flow of the game is. That's the flow of the game. They got momentum is on their side because they won the second quarter after getting smoked. And then we went from only allowing 6 points to 26 to allowing 26 points. So I was like, oh, no, that's not going to work. Which, when you're allowing that much points, it affects your offense because now you're not getting transition because they're scoring. You're not getting as many rebounds and getting the move out on the floor. Now, and another thing, even though we're a zone, look at our excellent rebound, and we got 12 rebounds. That's why it's important. With the 7-4 is good at eating up boards when he's just in the zone. A 7-4 is made for a zone. And then we had another small ball center at power forward, aka a back end. But he ain't even work. We was out there. They was out there definitely playing good defense. And then as you see, we have efficiency across the board. 20 for 22. We had 5 turnovers, but they had 4. But they was 22. They was 11 for 22. But also I was like, I didn't like that we gave up 10 threes. Even though they was 10 for 17, I was like, I feel like we could play better defense. And then I was like, we're going to switch to a 2-3 zone. And then we're going to see how that goes. We're going to keep this going. So this is where we switch to a 3-2 zone. And I'm going to break this down as far as when I can get them on, when I can see us lined up. See, watch. We about to line up in the 3-2. See? You got the 3 across the top and the 1 in the middle. Boom. This is a 3-2 zone. So we got 1 in the middle, 3 across the top. Because I'm down at the point, I'm like, we got a 10-point lead. Let's protect it. No threes. We're going to force them to take 2s. That's contested. That is the point of a 3-2 zone. You are not to be giving up 3s. And then the principles in the 3-2 zone. The top of the 3-2 zone, you are going to be dropping to the corner if the corner ever has to drop to the paint. When a person tell you to follow your cuts, that means that we're going to be staying home in the corners. So the corners are not going to be moving, so they tell you to follow your cuts. That means the wing players, they need to be able to have some level of rim protector on you. Now, we're all 6'8". All of the people you see in this video 6'8", and we all can block. You get what I'm saying? We all got block and interior and stuff like that on us. Sometimes I be having gold rim protector on my 6'8". So everybody across the top is 6'8". We got 174. Then we got another 6'8" that has very high defensive attributes in the corner on my side. So his job is to come up, slide up if he need to, and slide over towards the paint if he need to. But if he need to contest the shot that's over near hash and ain't nobody in his corner, he slides up. If somebody spotted up in his corner, he guards that man. If that man tries to cut, he follows that man to the basket. The top where I'm at on the wing, one of the wing defenders. My job, I'm to deny all 3-pointers from the top. I'm to help contain all 3-point shots. B, and like I said, you deny cuts. Don't just allow people to cut through the zone. The middleman, sometimes he is to intercept the cuts. Be there playing the passing lanes. He is to match up with a person trying to, sometimes we'll go man in the 3-2 zone, and that person will take on the matchup that's trying to go through the middle while everybody else, like I said, follow their cuts and crest they call cuts. But it's so many ways that's why the 3-2 zone is the zone that is preferred by all pro-am players and competitive players, is because how much versatility that it has, because where you can call for your switches to come from. But the most common switches you're going to see is, like I said, the bigs rotating from the corner and the wing players rotating to fill those corners to deny those shots, and then the person, if they need be, the middle denying that next pass if it's there. You always take away the first option, and then that person's job next to you is to take away that next. It's supposed to be a continuous rotation if it's done right, and you just deny everything. But the only thing, if you're going to give up something, is like I said, a contested 2-point shot. So like I said, the people in the back, they're rebounding. They're going to be contesting shots if we let them go, and we be like, and they just pick it up, because like for instance, the man that's standing right there with me at the hash, if he was to cut to the basket and I let him go, Flu picks him up and I cover the man in the corner. And then if the ball is to rotate back out, I go right back to my, like, you're going to see it, but that is typically something that happens. Or say somebody go cutting through the middle. He passed the ball, go cutting through the middle. Fatal will pick him up, and then the wing will drop to Fatal's man. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's constant rotations that can happen in the 3-2 zone. And it's pretty much, like I said, the most preferred defense by all competitive players. But we're going to continue to go through this. I guess they was having some technical difficulties with their team at this time. All right, so once again, here we go. We're now we containing it. Boom. Everybody spotted up on somebody. That was an easy first possession in the 3-2 zone. I took it coast to coast. I'm dunking on those, and I do that to help get my center some. See, I took over his zone for him. If he's actively engaged, somebody should always take over the middle. Boom, got that steal. Let me get that. Pop that up out of him. We on it. We once again out the gate in 3-2 zone. We 2-0. Possession by possession. We done stopped them twice. Built on the lead. So already calling the 3-2 zone has been a success, because we already have stopped their momentum. Because we came out and forced them, we adjusted, and then forced them to now they have to readjust. That what they were doing to end that first half is not about to work, and we already let that be known. Caught him again on the back door. Flu caught him again on the back door. That is why it's very vital to have more than just one person who can pass the ball. We have multiple people who can play make and got that versatile visionary up. And that's why people be like, oh, passing is overrated. All right, we about to show you. I'm about to show you. See, when nobody is in my zone, you see how I took over the circle? Now, I could have gave up a 3 there, but like I said, the scouter report, they ain't that much of a threat from shooting. So I'm not taking all of them as serious. That's what people hate. I kind of went through the ball, but hey, that's what it kind of went through them. But people be doing that to me. Got him. Called the big man on the cut. They wasn't even ready for it. We up plus 17. We back in the 3-2 zone. Boom. Slide over. Jump up. Look. Slightly rushed. He don't feel comfortable. See, the shot that I was telling them that you want to give up, give them the hash shot, if anything. Because I'm like, they ain't good enough shooters to beat us shooting the hash. If we're going to give up anything, make it the hash. We're going to take away the middle, though. We're not going to let them just get straight drives. The PG tried to crab, failed again. So look at this. Since they done came out halftime, we 2 minutes in, they ain't scored a basket. And we done ran up the lead to a 22-point lead. So if I'm like right here, I'm like, see, that was a good call, switching to a 3-2. And that's the point. That's how you win games. The ability to make an adjustment on the fly. And look how perfect they was executing on that 3-2 zone. This was, like I said, Fatal's first time running in a 3-2 zone. He didn't even know how to run no 3-2 zone. Never done it before. But he was balling today. It didn't really show in this gameplay that he did not know how to run a 3-2 zone. Like, we was going crazy. Once again, you kind of matched up. He got something. He took it upon himself, because the guards are now, his guard got shut down in the second half. It's been they took him a while to score. They got to stop. They was ready for the cut. Okay, we own it. I just fouled them on purpose so we can get back in position. I'm like, get back in position. Look how they assemble. Look how fast we assembled into your position. That's what zone is about. We just taking away the three. They can't get no threes. They trying to get them because they feel like they need them. When most teams get behind, they start forcing it to try to get it. So let's look at, hold on. You got to go back and look at this. Look what happened to the lead. Let's look what happened to the lead. See what I'm saying? We came out, and when I called for that 3-2 zone, look, now we are 14-5. And it's starting that second half because of the 3-2 zone, the ability to switch it up. So that's why I'm like, having the ability to play zone is important, because it'd be the difference. It could be the difference between you losing and winning the game. Like, because they had momentum, and then we snatched it right back, and they really had no answer for the they looked like they start trying to run a zone themselves. They went to a 2-3, so they tried to do something. Once again, we scrambling, but we got into position kind of nice. So, yup, we were able to force a miss back in transition. Fatal got the easy dunk. Easy dunk. Now we on fire. Once again, everybody in position. He missed the steal. He went for the steal, but he was in the right position and had the right idea. I actually meant to press Y. I told Flu I meant to hit him. I'm not used to him being at power forward. We was trying a different type of lineup. He normally be running small ball center with that center, but we had him at power forward. So that's why I wanted to dot, but I pushed RBR just quickly to the center, thinking he was there. I don't know what Fatal was thinking there. We told him to just shoot over the guard because they start trying to run a zone, which gave a 3 up. I'm like, okay, they starting to get a little points. It's 11-16. My mind, I'm like, I want to win this quarter for we can snatch back momentum. So I'm looking. I'm like, they in a 2-3 zone. We caught them lacking. Got the foul. But I'm like, okay, they looking like they going into a zone look. But once again, it's all about, as a PG, it's about maintaining the lead. I'm like, okay, we plus 17. We about to end this quarter. I'm like, that's all it's about, winning this quarter. Okay, take away the wing. Once again, boom. He dropped down. We was kind of out of position on that play, and we got penalized for it. We was definitely out of position on that play, and we got penalized for it. If you pay attention, it's a reason why we got scored on this play. But this isn't to, like I said, to point out any of my teammates, because like I said, they played good, and we was beating people all day. But the way that we was on this position, we had two people in basically an open space, and the other two players were not, like, we wasn't where we was supposed to be. That one player never got really accounted for, and we never boxed out on that side. But I wasn't, like I said, that wasn't to point them out in particular. That's just for what will happen for the viewer if you're not in position, how easy it will be, and how to actually break the 3-2 zone. Like, it is by technically, you got to find those gaps and shoot in them, but it's how good are they at sliding and how good are you at reading. Because once again, look at us having a slide fest. We sliding, but they was able to find that zone, find the hole in the zone. We was sliding all over the place, though, to try to deny them a 3-point shot. That, once again, that was a bad pass, and he read it. You ain't going to play perfect. I was like, we got a blocking foul. So I was like, damn, this is a bad way to end the quarter. In my mind, we had it, and now we damn near tied ending the quarter. So I'm like, damn, we had good momentum. We just had a 17-point lead just like that off a few mistakes evaporate. And then I'm going to miss a fade. Yeah, that wasn't a good end to the quarter. Was not happy with that. Not at all. Some of it was self-inflicted. So I'm like, they answered with a 2-3 zone, and the 2-3 zone is working. And then I'm like, wait a minute, we got a 7-4. This is what's about to break their whole. This is what's about to beat their whole game plan, because you can't put a guard or any other thing on a 7-4. It took me even a minute to even realize what the, like, and that's on me. Like I said, we was winning games all day. They done got it down to 7. I'm like, nah, what am I not doing right here? I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to eventually realize that, like, hey, you need to start shooting over that guard. They in a 2-3 zone. That is how we going to beat them. That was a bad pass. It took me, I don't know when I figured it out, but it took me a minute. I was still trying to run our original off, like what we was doing prior, and it was not working. You see them, they made an adjustment going into zone themselves, And it saved them. That 2-3 zone saved them until I was like, wait a minute, shoot over him. And he didn't do it at first. Like, what you doing? We yelling at him. Shoot. He like, cash. Oh, and then that was the end of the game pretty much. Once we made that adjustment and made that realization, like, wait a minute, they trying to defend the top with guards against a 7-4. This is why the 2-3 zone does not work when you got a 7-4 on your team who shoot above 70% from 3. Like, that's not gonna work. It's never gonna be an idea because that guard not gonna get the contest he need. So I'm like, we about to go right back to him. Oh, that's just a relocation 3. Right into the middle where the weak spot is in the 2-3 zone. But I honestly could have dotted fatal right off the rip and just got another 3. But a handoff back into the middle of the weak point of the zone wasn't bad either. Like this, like, look how he just slid right down. See, the way Flu just slid down on there took away that drive. Watch, this dude about to cut. He just slide right down there, take it away. And then my job, if they would have even got it back, was to either slide down to that corner. It all depends on where they passing the ball. Like, they ain't even get to really get out of it. Like, but we had it once we got that zone. Once we got ourselves in zone, look, we trying to get it to him. He rushed it right there. I was like, all you had to do is be still. They tried to hide the guard in the corner. We didn't. I don't feel like I said, this wasn't nowhere near our best gameplay. I was like, watching this, I was like, but it gave me the ability to break down both zones. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna take it. And look, wide open in the corner. They probably going forward gonna be a zone team. How much you want to bet? Because they was doing better on defense in zone. That was actually, once again, the corner was supposed to come up. They got a good look. They wasn't supposed to have, because if nothing's in your corner on this play, like I said, this isn't to call anybody out. This is for learning purposes. I told them we might use this anyway, and it worked because we went from one zone to another zone and won. But in these positions, even on both sides, if nobody's in your corner, then your responsibility is to guard the hash or whatever is there, as we are covering, because it's 4 people up top right now. So that one person over there would have technically been his responsibility. Now, they didn't capitalize, and he was trying to close out, which probably made that dude slightly rush that shot. So technically, he did what he was supposed to do. But you want to be there early, especially against a comp team. Fear shot a little too deep, but it was a good shot, but just a little bit too deep. But he was in the correct spacing. We about to assemble once again. Everybody running to their spots on the zone. He got a 3 off. I was like, bro, we playing math right here. I was like, you don't give up no 3s. You can give a 2. We are playing mathematics right now. I'm like, we just need a bucket. Boom, Flu. I wanted Flu to shoot that. I was mad at Flu. And he was like, I got you next time. But I wanted Flu to shoot that because they didn't went into a zone. They trying to force shooting. Glizzy went to his normal shot that he normally make. He missed it. He normally make that shot. That's like his go-to shot. But look, got it back in blood. Went down there, got a block. Instantly got it back. That's how you make up for it. And then I'm mixing up. I'm like, oh, same thing. They try to do it again. Boom. That's what cost them the game. Look at how you beat the 2-3 zone with size. Because they're trying to keep the center in the paint and a guard to try to rotate up top. That can't work. 7-4 shoots right over the guard. Don't even see him, say it wide open. Especially if you catch and shoot. Then he got confidence now. He ain't even used to playing center. And he's normally used to playing a guard. So normally when somebody in your face, you ain't going to just shoot it. But now he like playing in this. He like, oh, he probably like it. Because I just had him. I'm like, every time I call for you to shoot over, just shoot over. We carried it into the next game. Next time somebody tried to do that. And this me just sliding around through them. Now I know they was high. I was just sliding around. They couldn't touch me. Was sliding around. This is how you close the show. This is how you close the show. See, they adjusted. They adjusted to our adjustment. and made it difficult for us, but we still adjusted to that adjustment by exploiting a mismatch within their adjustment. Like, they took away the cuts in the open floor and wasn't gonna let me just beat them because they had like somebody attacking or pressing or reaching that ball. We were still able to adjust and come out and still get the win. Took away that, tried to get a quick shot, and that's your job in the 3-2. Dunk. Oh, he got that. Okay, we got a ball back. Yes, sir. Still end up dunking it. And like I said, so that's how we really because if we'd have stayed with the same thing we was doing, we wouldn't have walked out of here with this victory the way we did, because they made adjustments throughout the game. They didn't come in here and just lay down. Like, crew wreck ain't nothing like random wreck where people just doing anything. It's like we kept attacking that. You see, he got 8 points out of that in this quarter with them going into that zone. That is what lost them this game ultimately, because we won that fourth quarter and we basically maintained our lead. Like we stopped that momentum that they was building in the second quarter and stopped their scoring. The only high scoring quarter was the second quarter where we were still in the 2-3 zone, and when we switched to the 3-2, they scored less than 20 points the remainder of the game. Which they adjusted to our offense as well, because we came out with 24 and it seemed like it was no stopping us. Then we went 18, 18, 19. But the fact that we out adjusted them, we won with a 15-point lead. We left with a 15-point victory, which was ultimately 5 points higher than when we entered halftime. So the adjustments work, and the stat sheet don't lie. As you see, they shot 22 for 46 as a team. They went only 50% from three, which is not good. We went 70% from three. We didn't shoot that many, but we shot smart shots. And then we went 33 for 45 from the field. So we well above 50%. We had 8 turnovers. That was a negative, but most of it was on me because I don't normally have 4 turnovers. Like I said, this wasn't our best. It was just allowing me to break down both the 2-3 and the 3-2 zone in one game. That's why I chose this one. But look at their offensive efficiency. Only one player on their team shot above 50% overall, and that was the PG. Everybody else shot 50% or lower. You know what I'm saying? So we did what we supposed to do. We had 32 assists as a team on 33 made field goals. So way more unison. Like them as a whole team, they had 17 assists. So they were individually trying. That we did the right thing. We were forcing them to make reads, and anybody outside the PG really couldn't make no reads on this team. Like the shooting guard and the PG kind of made reads, but as you can see, the small forward had 0 assists and the power forward had 0 assists. So that is the purpose of zone, to force users to make reads, and that is how we won this game. If you found this breakdown helpful, man, go ahead and smash that like, leave a comment. If you want more breakdowns like this in the future, of just games that I have, and you want to just hear me break them down and hear my viewpoint, man, show love to the video. The more love, the more response I see, I'll do more videos like this where I'm breaking down games. Like I said, I got way more dynamic games. This was just the purpose of literally the 2-3 in the 3-2 zone. But anyway, comment down below which zone you think is best, 2-3 or 3-2. I prefer the 3-2. I think it's the best zone because it's more versatile, as I said, what you can do out of it, where you can send your help to come from, how you can do your switching and stuff. But it's your boy, PraviMVP, signing out. Blessings to the Most High. Peace.